want to start in the American Athletic Conference with the University of Tulsa. The American Athletic Conference has been much maligned by the committee last year and by skeptics this year. What I look for is, can Tulsa avoid some letdown games, some letdown losses going forward, and keep the mojo going over the likes of Cincinnati, SMU, who's now hot on their tails, and UConn. If this team can do that, their defense certainly suggests that they can, including an impressive performance over Temple, then they've got to feel really good with where they're at. They've gone on a sincere run in this conference and could be the favorite to pull it out given their record. But like I said, SMU's hot on their tails. If the Selection Sunday were today, I don't know exactly what seed they would be. Tulsa's got some win category issues that they've got to work out, probably in the 8 to 10 range, but Tulsa, you would be in. Now we go to the SEC and look at the Georgia Bulldogs, who come in the top 30 in RPI. Mark Fox has done a really wonderful job with this group. Now, things don't look so good when you look at 2 straight losses, including one to South Carolina, but when you consider the injury problems that they faced against Kentucky, it's pretty darn impressive that they were able to compete the way that they have. Mark Fox finally seems to have the mojo going a little bit down in Athens. This team has opportunities coming up. They've got a matchup against Texas A&M that is going to be absolutely vital in the race for a bid for the NCAA tournament. The SEC has turned into one heck of a race, and we like what we see from the Bulldogs right now. Obviously, like every team on this group, they have work to do. They have games that they have to avoid letdowns. It's going to be a constant theme here. But if the tournament started today, I would feel really good about where Georgia was at. They're a team trending upward without a doubt, despite their hovering around 500 conference record. I like where they're going. I like where they're at. As I said, tournament today, Georgia's in. Staying in the SEC, let's look at Texas A&M. The Aggies have things rolling a bit. Winners of 6 straight with a chance to run that to 7 tonight against Ole Miss on the road. What I like out of this team, they're a top 50 RPI, and they've got tons of opportunities coming up. Matchups against Georgia, LSU, Arkansas, Ole Miss. These are teams, as well as Florida, that could give them the opportunities to inch closer to a pretty darn good seed come tournament time. We weren't sure if we'd be talking about this Texas A&M group in this way at this time of year if you had asked us a couple months ago, but now we're here. Now the Aggies have things rolling a bit. What I want to see is to take care of business on the road. Nab one down at Ole Miss. Road wins are key in the committee's eyes, and it helps you out separating yourself from other conference foes and non-conference foes on Selection Sunday. If that day were today, what's up, Ags? You're in. Now we go out west. We're going to stay in the Pac-12 for the final 2 teams, and the first one is UCLA. The Bruins have been ripped apart on this site for the last few months because this team is very, very talented. A great group of stars in the upper class and underclass divisions. Kayvon Looney is one of the best freshman forwards in the country, and yet this team seems to constantly underachieve. Now let's look at a number right here. Their RPI is 59, and that is with their home sweep of Colorado and Utah. They've got a big road trip coming up to the Bay Area with a chance to win at Stanford, which would be a huge RPI and resume boost for this team to get seriously back into the bubble conversation. Those are games that you got to win if you're the Bruins, if you're Steve Alford, and you want a chance to be even in the conversation. If the tournament was being selected today, the Bruins would not be in. And my question for them going forward is, can an 11 or 12 loss UCLA team seriously consider themselves to be a bubble favorite? I don't think it's the case. I don't think it's going to be the case. Let's see what UCLA does. They need to go on a run here and keep the good momentum going, and they're talented enough to do so. But still, today, they'd be out. Let's finish things up with Washington up in Seattle. Lorenzo Romar appeared to have the mojo fully back for this Washington team earlier in the year, and that has evaporated ever since conference play started. They went on a bit of a losing streak. Seemed to have things back under control a little bit, going to Colorado, having a game-winning shot by Andrew Andrews, knock off the Buffaloes for the Huskies. But soon after that trip, Robert Upshaw gets dismissed from the program, and things have continued to trend downward. They've lost to California twice, losing to Stony Brook. This team's resume is really, really thin. Their RPI numbers continue to plummet into the mid-70s. I don't like the direction Washington's going. They were clearly in the tournament just maybe a month and a half ago, but in the recent weeks they have continued to trend downward. If the tournament starts today, they're out, and when the tournament does start, I don't expect to see them in it.